What is good, people? Welcome to the MOTO Machines channel. In today's episode we're going to be reviving my old 120 Stomp, and that is a CRF50 frame, but with a twist. As you can see, I've already removed the engine because I'm giving it a transplant. I've got a YX155 engine over there that's been sitting around for a few years now. I thought, why not? If it's possible. Visually it looks promising. Initially I can't see any problems, but like most builds and transplants, more than likely issues are going to arise further down the line. Just a quick rundown why I'm doing this then. There's a few reasons. One is that bike rarely gets used. Two, that engine hasn't been used for a long time. And three, pit bikes just seem to be getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and that's not the idea or a concept of a pit bike. A pit bike is meant to be small, quirky, and they're a lot of fun. So I'm really trying to keep within the pit bike perimeters, but we're going to add the big engine, which I think then will turn that into a beast, because that frame is pretty good really. They're nice, decent frames with good geometry. There's nothing wrong with them. They're tried and tested, but we'll see what happens when we stick that bigger engine in. So my thinking really is, if that bike was faster, I would use it a lot more. We do have a few minor issues with a few components on this bike, such as the fork seals are weeping, the rear shock is shot, and the front brake doesn't work. But apart from that, it's all good. It's like new. Obviously, I will address these issues once I know the engine fits properly and it runs. Let's begin then. First, I'm just going to quickly remove the plastics in the petrol tank, just to help make my life easier whilst I'm trying to fit that engine on my own. It's just less things to get in the way. And these scabby grips before I catch something. Ew. Next job then is going to be quite difficult by myself, I expect. Trying to juggle that engine in there. There's no stand on the bike. I've got to lift the engine up, try and get a bolt in, hold it all up with my knee. It's probably going to be a bit of a mission. If I had someone else here, it's a 2-minute job. But I expect this is going to be my most difficult job as I'm on my own. If and when I do get it in, I've already noticed that some of the connections are different on the wiring harness. So I'd probably get the original harness for that engine and just change it over, you know, for the HT lead, the coil, the CDI and the kill switch. Basically all the electrics I just swap over to the original ones from that engine. It'll make my life easier. Here we go then, wish me luck. It's a big old unit really. I am going to try and record this process, but if I start getting irritable, then the last thing on my mind is just trying to get a good camera angle. I just want the job done. And once this is in, it should be plain sailing from then. It looks a bit tight for space. Is this oil cooler going to fit on? Plenty. And there we go, it fits like a glove. It went in really easy. The most difficult part was trying to get the foot peg resting. That took a little bit of gentle persuasion. Anyway, like I mentioned before, you always run into an issue or two. I don't know why these holes are so big, but... So I just need to use a couple of washers. I know they're a bit big, but it's all I got, so it's all I can use. Thinking about it, I should have put a bit of Loctite on, but it's a bit late now. There you go then, I've just taken this harness off and I've stuck on the one that was originally on that engine. All I need to do is put an earth on there, because that box won't fit up there, so I've got to reposition it. Then I've noticed these connections are a little bit rusty, so I'm going to just quickly clean them up. They look a lot better now. Shouldn't have a problem there. I've just double checked everything off the camera. I'm quite confident it should give me a spark. Well, it won't be my fault. Some of these components haven't been used for a few years, so this is why I just want to do a quick spark test before I put anything else on, because it's just a lot easier to get to electrics and stuff now while I've got all this room. Just in case anyone was wondering what are all these bits of rubber, it's just an old inner tube I've repurposed I shall cable tie it up once I'm sure I've got a spark, and it will keep everything a lot more waterproof. They'll be on all the connection areas. Very happy with that. That was a good spark. Now I just want to check the gap. It should be 0.6 to 0.7. That's pretty tight. As tight as a single coat of paint, that is. That's a good fit. Nothing wrong with that. Not too much pressure there. Here we go then, I'm pretty happy that I've routed the wires in a good position, everything's tidied up, got cable ties, waterproofed. It's just this CDI, I'm unsure exactly where it can go until I've got the seat and plastics on. I'm hoping it will go somewhere around here, like the original did, but if it doesn't, I'll have to think of another option, maybe on the side or here. We'll work it out when we get to that point. So we're making progress, but not as much as I wanted. I thought I could complete this within a day, but obviously I've got quite a few jobs left to do still. And I want to get it right. Quickly then, I've just got a couple of things I want to mention. One's the exhaust. That's off a 120. Hopefully that'll be okay on this bike. I don't think it will cause the engine any problems. And also the rear foot brake. I had to put on one from a different bike because I couldn't get the one off that standard frame back on there because there was a few things poking out the back and there was just not enough space. I'm not sure what happened. Anyway, that was easily sorted out. I just had to change it and put a different one on. At least I got a good spark today. That's one less thing to worry about, and we're making progress. That's a big tick off the box, really. So the next episode is going to be all about getting that engine running, giving it a good engine test. As you can see though, there's still quite a lot to do before that can happen. Carb needs sorting, throttle cable needs connecting, clutch needs rigging up, tyres, chain, plastics, tank, all that sort of stuff. Kickstart, gear lever. But that front tyre's not looking good. The back tyre looks all right. I'm not sure what I'm doing. I could put on a set of big wheels yet. Got a little bit of time to think about that. What do you think? So all that leaves me to do now is to wrap this video up there. Thanks for watching, especially as you got this far. Really appreciate that support, and hopefully we shall see you in the next one. MOTO Machines out.